What's the best way to sum up the start to my Journeyman save? How are you doing, everyone? Welcome to number 2 of Stingerman, the Journeyman series, where we go from nothing to something, hopefully. Now, as you can see by that little intro, the start to this has been double hard, but we expected it, didn't we? This is what it's all about. We're starting with no badges, no experience, low team on the totem pole, and honestly, I couldn't have found one lower. So, as a reminder, we are in charge of Karabukspor in the Turkish second league. Now, I did say last time that it was a second division. Totally wrong. It's more like the third division. There's 2 third divisions that play off against each other, the red group and the white group. We are in the red group, and we're expected to finish 20th by the media. Now, what I will say is, before we get into the league and how it's been going in these early stages, is that the media, they're not far off. So we are Karabukspor. This is our team. This is what we're starting on. Now, when I started up, I noticed the stadium looked far too large for the stature of the club. So something wasn't quite right. Now, having looked into it, a bit more detail, very recently, these boys were in the Super League, which is Turkish version of the Premier League, if you like. So they're way up there. They've had back-to-back relegations, and it's caused financial peril. If you want to equate it to an English type team, think of Sunderland, think of Bolton. It's that sort of dive from prominence. They're really struggling. Big shout out to FMLlamas and his League Lowdown series, links below or above, whichever I put in. Just gives a little bit more background into the Turkish league for us. He's done a whole load on all sorts of divisions for you to get going. Very handy if you are starting a Journeyman series as well. With the added info we've got now from the Turkish leagues, we're going to attack it a little bit differently. If anything, this new info that's been brought to light about the Karabukspor boys has made it even more interesting. We've now got the option and the opportunity to build them back up. Fallen giants, if you like. But it's going to be hard. Let's see how we've been doing. Okie dokie. So, we are 14 games in. The good news is, we've only lost 4 games. The bad news is, we've only won 2. So we've drawn 8. We've managed to get rid of that -3 deficit, and we're sitting on a total of 11 points. So if it was a normal season, we'd be on 14. We are the second lowest scorers in the league, but what's keeping us up there is our defensive record. We've had to really focus on the defence because of the lack of quality in the squad. We'll get to the tactics later. I've had a right battle with tactics on this one. Probably like never before have I had to chop and change. I'm still not settled. I'm still tweaking, which is probably half the problem. Tweaking too much. But when we get to the squad, you shall see why. So we're currently sitting in 17th. If this was the end of the season, I would snap your hand off, because this is, without doubt, and here's your soundbite, this is without doubt the poorest team I've ever taken charge of. Right, so here we go. Now, pre-season was pretty decent, and it kind of showed what was to come. As in, we weren't conceding goals, but we weren't really scoring either. 0-0, 0-0, 2-1, a random 4-0 win. Don't let that fool you. That was against some Turkish part-timers. We started the season with 3 0-0s on the bounce. Then we got hammered. Back to drawing. But as you can see by the results, we are not getting hammered regularly. We're just slightly losing here and there. The biggest defeat has been 3-1, which isn't a disgrace away from home. So there's been a lot of draws, 8 draws, and defeats have only been by a goal or so. Nothing to panic about yet. And recently, we're on a mini resurgence with 3 undefeated, 2 draws, and we've just scored a huge win against relegation rivals Mamak FK. So it's not as bad as it first looks. Yes, we're 17th. Yes, we're in a relegation battle, but we were always going to be. But we are grinding out results. 8 draws out of 14, only 4 defeats. It's not too bad. But when I watch the games, every game is a struggle. I'm watching every game on comprehensive. Every game is full match for the first 20 minutes just so I can see what's going on and try and find a little advantage somewhere. So when we get to my squad, you can probably guess we had no money to spend, and we brought in some free transfers and a couple of loans. And the loans are what basically are keeping us afloat. Now, I'm going to show you my key player for the season, and there's something you'll notice about him straight away. Here's a man, Bergera Caglian. He's playing up front for me, so ignore the wide highlight there. Let's pop him there. He's playing up front as my striker. Key point though, he's 16 years old. All my eggs are on a 16-year-old basket. This is the scenario we find ourselves in. And he's our best player by a country mile as well. Now obviously because he's 16, his consistency, as I've highlighted there, is not there. So it makes the battle even harder. He's going to have a good game now and again, then it's going to be followed by a couple of bad ones. Probably see that here by his match ratings. His last 5 games, he's had a 7.8 where he tore it up, and then he's 6.1, 6.7, 6.6, 7.3. So he's going to be inconsistent. So to rely on him is dangerous. So I mentioned the struggle with tactics, and I kid you not, I must have used in 14 games 8 or 9 different variations of tactics. At the minute, I've gone back to what I know. We've gone to a 4-4-2. It's a little bit sexier in places because we've got an inverted wing back to come into these areas as well. But I can't complicate things too much because they're just not good enough. If I just select any random player, let's say Firat here. It's supposed to be one of my key players, you can see. There's not a lot going on in there, is there? His value is £300. That should sum it up for you. He's got a bit of flair. He's got a decent passing and technique, first touch. But we're really lacking everywhere else, aren't we? Balance is a 5, strength's 3, stamina, there's not a lot of that. Vision's not so good. This is where we're at. So we've gone with a 4-4-2. The other variations we're using is a 4-4-1, and we've also got this one, which I'm trying to get into the team's mindset. A 4-3-1-2, narrow. Trying to keep it a bit more compact, but they're not quite getting there with that. So we have reverted to this for now. So we're going to cover a match today, and I wish I'd covered the last one because I've just realised the next game is against Sakaryaspor, and if we go to the league table, you guessed it, top of the league. So this could be X-rated viewing. By the way, brilliant response to the first video. Loads of you getting involved, doing your own Journeyman. Love to see it. Let me know in the comments how yours are going. I hope that they're going a little bit better than mine. So let's go on with that match. We're going to play Sakaryaspor next. Now, before we get to that match, look, happens to us all here. Karabukspor end 7-match winless run. So, you know, it's not all shits and giggles. We're not all going to smash through the leagues. This is a grinding season. And weirdly, I'm absolutely loving the struggle. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to show you the massive focus I've placed on set pieces because they're going to be huge, huge. So I've come up with some new set piece routines and hopefully we'll see some of that pay off. We'll have a look in the next episode and really drill down into that. This is always a good sign. Karabukspor face the impossible. Now, before we get into that match, this match might be very similar. It was the last away game we had. Kas v Karab. We are Karab. Look at the stats. So they had 22 shots, 12 on target, an XG of 2.68. Battered us. 4 shots, 1 on target. We scratched the draw late on. That's the way it probably is going to go in this next match in the best scenario. The worst scenario is it goes like that, but the opposition, being top of the league, smash 10 past us. Okay, so it's game day, and this is the team that we are going with. Players to watch. Bergera, boy up front, is my 16-year-old lifesaver. The lad up front of him, Enos, has got 3 goals in 6 games. And he's got an 8.2 there in that game just gone, but he did also miss about 552 chances to score those 3 goals, so he's a bit hit and miss. We'll go with a 4-4-2. The only change I'm going to make for this match, they are top of the league, remember, is we're going to drop the line a bit to there, otherwise we'll just get absolutely mullered. We're going to chill the tempo down to standard. Play out of defence is maybe not the right option. We're going to take that off as well. We may shoot on sight as the game gets going. If we're having none of the ball, we'll go to shoot on sight. Oh, before I do get into the match, we're just going to have a look at opposition instructions, and they're a damn sight harder at this level because you don't have any scouts or coaching staff at all. So when you hover over one of the players, for example, guy on wide right, attribute masking makes it a killer. So the only thing you can really do is have a look at his preferred foot and probably put him on the opposite one. Okay, we are underway, away from home to the top of the table team. What could possibly go wrong? Nice start from the boys though. Here's Enos down the right, whips it in. Ennis! Oh, what a chance after 30 seconds. 15 minutes gone. We've actually started okay. And we've got free kick here. Here's Enos. Whips it in. Yasin. Oh, we've got the two best chances. Corner ball. In it goes. Yasin. We've both got Yasin, so that's going to get confusing. 25 minutes gone. Solid so far. But here they come. Here's Hakan. Whips it in. He looked offside to me. It's gone in and it's been given. Ah, that little cameo from the keeper is what you get at this level. They get their hands to it quite a lot, but somehow it seems to go in. I don't know about you, but this looked offside to me. There you go. Keeper gets his hand to it. Drops in. 45 minutes right on half time. We can really not do with conceding here. Whipped in. Abdullah's big block from the boys and cleared. The half's been okay. We've had a decent amount of corners. We're in it. Okay, half time. Let's have a look, see how they've been lining up. Yeah, it's not too bad. They look pretty narrow. So if we're looking at the opposition here, they're not expansive. So maybe there's an opportunity for us to get around the back of them around there. Only change I'm making at half time is I'm changing the mentality to positive. We're going to step it up a little bit. And we're going to add passing to space. Not something I normally like to do, but after looking at those heat maps, there might be a little space to exploit. Second half underway. 1-0 against top of the table. It's no disgrace, is it? 48 minutes gone. We've had 5 corners now and I'm a bit disappointed we haven't got anything off them. Ball over the top. Oh, it's gone straight through the middle. There's Ali. Hits the post. Now they've just got a few defenders with bookings. So I'm just going to click on run at defence and hopefully we can make something happen there. Their left back and their left centre back. So keep an eye on that. 10 corners we've had. We really should have got something from one of those at least. A bit disappointed. Ball goes through, it's straight through like a knife through butter. Big save from the boy. Offside. Corner ball to Saxbor. Danger there. Hiding goes in. Burke with a big header. Comes back out to Aydin. Ozugan. Well wide. They can't break us down. We just need to get that goal. Throw into the box. Enos gets up. Bugra's going to get there. Get in. Watch this. If I'm not mistaken, I think he back heels this in. Let's have a little look at this. Big throw comes in. Carnage. These are the set players. Bugra. Hang on. What is he doing? 16 years old. Oh. Can't get over what we've just seen. In the meantime, here's Emre. Can we steal it? Oh, what a chance, boys. Offside, but there's potential here. There's potential. Last minute. Cross comes in. Oh, just wide. Right, let's shut up shop. We've made a raft of changes just to keep this draw now. We probably could have nicked it, but I'm so proud of the boys. This is the turning point, I think. Last minute. What a great performance this has been from them. Just need to hold on now. Probably could have stole it. Toykan, ball over the top, not this time. And that's the full-time whistle, and that was a fantastic performance. You don't mind if we watch this again, do you? Let's have a look at this. 16 years old, in it comes. Watch this. Oh! Right, crew, that's where we're going to leave it today. In the middle of a 4-game undefeated streak, on the back of a superb away draw to Sakaryaspor, and possibly the best goal I've scored on this season's FM21, thanks to the 16-year-old Burak with a little flick. So we sit in 16th position. We've got still only 4 defeats from the 15 games. We'll come back again in 10 to 15 games time, see where we're at. This is a right battle, but honestly God, what a laugh it is. I'm loving the Journeyman. Let me know how yours are going as well.